comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Here comes the. You ain't built for a spirit as a nigga can be. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gonna sound like here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
Happy Sunday! Excited to have you guys with us. Welcome to the Gridiron Gang. I just shouted in Shaggy's ears, and he's not happy with
Okay,
me.
I asked for it. I got the headphones on.
Oh, I'm extra loud in your little ear holes then. I'm sorry, buddy. Excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the Gridiron Gang. For all of you guys out there suffering a little bit like Shaggy is right now, I'll keep it nice and tempered for you. Listen to us.
Nice and light. Happy
Nice
Sunday
and
morning.
light. Happy. Today on Gridiron Gang, we're going to talk all about the beautiful football slate. No, I'm kidding. Happy Sunday, guys.
Football.
It's football. Football. Excited to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by right here on the Betting News Network. That's Shaggy Bets. That's Muted Vsauce, and that is Just Sook. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. Excited to have you guys here. Thanks for stopping by on the channel to talk all about Week 8 in the NFL. Huge slate today, boys. We've got Sook and V back on the screen after their 24-hour stream. Both looking spicy, and as Isaiah said, you guys look great. How you doing, boys?
It's beautiful.
Doing fantastic, man. I actually think the mute counter ended up going under. I think it stayed right at 14.
Okay,
That's
great
what
line.
happens when you fall asleep.
Under by a hair. Yeah. First of all, it was for like a 30-second increments, and then these guys are fucking yelling at me. Stuck out here like I slept for 20 minutes.
Oh my god! At one point,
wasn't
he had a
even 5
blanket on,
minutes.
and I asked him. I said, "Hey, do you think that's a good idea? Like, take the blanket off?" He's like, "Yeah, I just want it to be warm." And he slides it down his waist, like I don't notice that he didn't fully take it off. It's just not on camera anymore.
No, you just can't see it.
Yeah, it's not here. You got rid of
It's
the
not
blanket.
there. That's
It
so
was
funny,
cold.
dude.
You look great though, buddy. Today, you got a glow.
Yeah.
You do.
I actually had this goal yesterday. I was telling SPJ, I was slept 3 hours, but I woke up feeling on top of the world. Not sure why, but we hit the late yesterday, so I'm not mad about it.
Oh, dude, we went absolutely bananas yesterday. We cooked an SGP for the late night Laker game, and smacked, which was awesome. A little lotto. I swept the board yesterday, so I'm gonna do a giveaway today for you guys.
Let's go.
We absolutely love to see it, and we went 3 or 4 on the bet espresso lay. If that guy, if that fight would have gone under from Trizzy, then we would have smacked that lay too. I know. This is here's why I hate early violence, because it just like fucking sells our soul to start the day, or it gets the vibes moving, which normally has the last like 2 or 3 weeks has been the situation. But all right, Prindy, just for you.
Yeah, bring it.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Slightly not sub, if this is what it means.
Yep. I mean, if you guys want to keep dropping subs, we'll keep playing them. That's
Can
the
that be the
stipulations.
last time? If someone subs right now, that'll be the last time we ever do it again.
Well, don't say that. We want them to sub.
We'll find a new song.
Sure. Whatever. We actually have a lot of other things we could play, but whatever. Yeah, their new song is actually pretty good. Not amazing, but it's decent.
Stop, Landon.
What up? What up, Lando?
Feature in
How's
the
it going?
Whistler.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hey, Landon. Missouri looked good yesterday.
Yeah, did Alabama clap? No, not Alabama. Did
Alabama.
Did Alabama clap cheeks?
They clap cheeks.
Did they? Okay. Sorry, Landon.
34-0.
Ooh, they didn't even score. Sheesh, dude. Yikes. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got the professionals to talk about today. It was brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. You guys know they do check. Get involved with BetOnline with that $1,000 deposit bonus, and 10 cute little doll hairs dropped into your account with that QR code at the top corner of the screen. As I said, I'll be doing a giveaway today of a football sweatshirt. Or actually, no, I'll be doing the new giveaway. I forgot what I'm giving away. The new hoodie, the embroidered hoodie, we'll be giving away today in honor of sweeping the board yesterday, and in honor of us hitting a lotto too, which was dope. Let's do it again today, though. So stick around, chat. Hang out in the chat. If you're watching us anywhere else but on Twitch, we cannot enter you in the giveaway. So come and hang out with us right here on Twitch. It's free unless you want to watch ads, and you can sub and do all fun stuff with the chat. So get involved with us over on Twitch. Isaiah, don't worry, you'll be in there. You'll be.
Oh my God, we got to sub bang again. Aim shots.
Oh,
hey, let's go aim.
Let's do this for aim.
Oh, there we go. Much fucking better.
A little taffy.
I
Get the vibes moving.
vibe with it on Sunday morning.
A little vibes.
You look like some trouble. I just might wanna get into. Pull up and up and go, girl. You know I don't do rental. Pull up in a drop top. Baby, send an addy. Hit it from the back, cause I know you got a fatty.
Yup.
Got me in her mouth. I'm a new favorite candy.
All right, on that note, let's get to it. Excited to have you guys here. Oh, there's soccer on right now too. I forgot. Let's get it rocking and rolling. All right, boys. This is your weekly reminder, chat, and everybody, go and set your fantasy lineups if you have not already, because we've got 2 hours until kickoff. We're gonna dive in and talk about every single game with you guys. Give some plays, do some labbing with you all, drop what we have, and also give what you guys have in the chat. But it's your fantasy lineup, so let's play Stutter Dud to get the vibes moving to start us off. Interesting matchups this week, boys. Lots of good spots out there. Got some people returning, or people returning that are going to help some other people. So we'll look at a couple of situations, but let's get this one started. This was a surprising one. I want to get your thoughts on this. Stutter Dud, quarterback. Number 10 ranked quarterback this week was Bo Nix.
Another one. Another one.
Shots again?
Aim shots.
Get him, aim.
Aim shots is aiming to start the day.
And he gifted it to Landon. Landon, you ain't subs?
It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Thanks, Aim Shots. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, boys. Bo Nix, number 10 ranked quarterback this week. Interesting stuff. Been pretty good for the Broncos, kind of keeping them in contention. 16-26, 164 last week, no touchdowns, but did do a lot on the ground, 10 rushes, 75 yards. Do you guys think he's worth the 10th ranked running back? 10th ranked quarterback? You starting Bo Nix on your lineup this week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually argued to V in like week 2 and 3 that Bo Nix was pretty good. And he wasn't a believer then. I don't know if he's changed his mind now, but I like Bo Nix. Fantasy-wise, I like him this week too. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's feisty, and I like feisty quarterbacks. Who else is feisty, boys? Baker
Mayfield.
The new Zen ambassador.
Exactly. I'll lean stud because I think I think this game goes over this week. So I think fantasy wise, Bo Nix, give me as a stud.
I think this is more to do with the matchup than anything else. This Carolina Panthers defense has been kind of Swiss cheese, especially through the air. But again, Bo Nix doesn't instill confidence in me like a high-scoring fantasy quarterback. Yeah, he's won games. He's done a great job of managing this team, and he doesn't turn the ball over, which is very important for a young QB. We've seen it even with Jordan Love. He's got 8 interceptions on the year, and those 8 interceptions are a big reason why they have those 2 losses and why they're sometimes sweating it out till the very end. Nix does a very good job of taking care of the ball. Both doesn't fumble the ball, doesn't turn over through the air. I just don't know if I'm gonna start him in a fantasy lineup this week. But again, I know that there's some tough matchups out there with some tough defenses, and a lot of teams are really beat up right now. I'd have to lean dud though.
If you didn't draft a quarterback and you got Bo Nix this week, you're not that mad.
No.
He's definitely a flyer option for sure. Purely, like you said, V, because of the matchup, because of how poor this Panthers team is defensively. And you're getting the rushing yard potential. As you can see, 10 rushes last week for 75 yards. He's probably going to be scrambling around and doing stuff with his feet. Maybe throws a couple. He didn't have a touchdown last week. Maybe throws a couple touchdowns too. So I lean stud. I don't have him in any leagues or I didn't look at picking him up. But like you said, if you're struggling for that position, looking for somebody to fly this week, I think this is a good option.
Yeah, I think with the matchup just against Carolina, it's a good look at home as well. I mean, they're 11-point favorites, so that just shows you how bad Carolina is.
Yeah,
I will say that the Broncos were almost my survivor pick this week, but I did switch off. I'm not gonna say who it was. Once again, I'll tell you guys later. But I do hope that the Panthers and Bryce Young pull off some magic today, and the fact that maybe he's getting his first start in 5 weeks would be fantastic. Unless you guys are on the Broncos in any way.
We got another
Let's go Panthers.
baby.
Another sub bag. Fuck yes.
Keep the hype train alive. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Jojo.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. We'll get to this on the later game of D-Hop playing significant snaps this week.
I just say on fantasy note, week 8 is pretty blessed because we did get the start of the buys, but for some reason, sandwiched in between all the buys, week 8 we got 0 buys.
Nice.
All 32.
Buys started week 4, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Nice. No buys this week.
No
Shaggy,
buys.
Shaggy, I was so surprised too.
Yeah,
I was
weird.
making a graphic and I was like, which teams do I have to delete their logos out because they're not playing this week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all playing. Yeah, we go back. We got a couple teams on a bye next week, but
I was
yeah.
surprised the Jaguars didn't take a bye this week after 3 weeks in London, to be honest.
I'm convinced the NFL just hates the Jaguars. They just throw them out there, got to run all the way across the country, fly to London, stay there 3 weeks, come back, no bye.
The Jaguars
if
owner hates the Jaguars.
They'll
I think if you
eventually
play in
move
London,
forward.
though, you get to choose your bye, whether it comes right after London or before London. I think you can pick if you want it there. And for some reason, the bye doesn't come till week 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We can all take over Embiid. Honestly, this is for Anthony. We all are big Anthony AD guys today, baby.
Yep. Hell yeah.
What an absolute legend.
Can I
Okay.
just say he's also got 3 straight games of 30-point games, and I don't think anyone's done that. Well, nobody had done 2 straight since Kobe. AD is on a different planet right now, and he's playing MVP like basketball.
This is obviously we're not gonna. Shags might leave if we do this for too long. But the run that LeBron went on last night too in that game was just fucking crazy, dude.
And shout out
do that-
DeRozan, man. That guy,
Lamar.
AD was great. LeBron was great. But DeRozan's 13 points in the 4th. Shaggy, we love you. That was it.
I hit a $500 lotto last night because of that.
Come on.
shit.
I'm kidding. I'm
Insane.
kidding. I'm glad you guys won. Glad you guys are excited. I'm glad the NBA is back for you.
Thank you, baby.
Wait, last thing.
Hey, almost for you, sir. Almost for you, buddy. What, 10 days?
Yeah, 10 days. 10
There
days.
you
No,
go.
less. 8 days. A week. A week
days.
from Monday. A week from
Nice.
Monday.
Oh.
His NBA career can legally drink. That's fucking wild.
That's a W comment.
That's awesome.
And his son can.
All right, let's keep it moving. To running backs. Now this one's
Let's
interesting.
go, Grindy.
The number 1 ranked running back
Number 1.
in fantasy football this week via ESPN, Breece Hall. So Breece Hall last week, 12 rushes for 38 yards, not a whole lot, did score a touchdown, but 6 catches for 103, scampered out of the backfield a lot. Aaron Rodgers got him the ball, and he made the best with it. Against the Patriots this week, AFC East matchup. Patriots not great defending the running back. Boys, what do you think? Stud or dud for Breece? You think he's going to be the number 1 ranked running back this week?
Man, I feel like he's due for one of those really big games, one of those 2-touchdown type of games. He got into the end zone last week. We saw it. And in a game where everybody was kind of looking at receiving props, whether it was Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, in Devontae's first game as a Jet, Breece Hall was the one that kind of shined through. He had that big reception against the Steelers. I think it was for 40-plus yards. And he's someone that Aaron Rodgers does trust both in the passing game coming out of the backfield and lining him up out wide. That's another thing that you would really like in PPR leagues and why I'm a big fan of Breece Hall. He's a pass-catching running back in a time where there's not as many like every down backs. I think Breece Hall could have a big game today, especially with the way that the Jets have looked the last 2 weeks. Like they need to put up points. They need to get this offense going, and this is the best time to do it, especially with Christian Gonzalez on the outside looking at Devontae and Garrett Wilson. So I think it's absolute stud.
I'd be a little more hesitant just to back anyone on an offense that's lost their last 4 games and isn't really producing much. The other worry for me is the Jets got to turn around and play Houston on Thursday night, so they could be caught in a little bit of a look ahead spot. I know obviously they should be focused on this divisional game ahead, but you got Houston coming to town in 4 short days, so. Number 1 seems a little high, but he's going to have a good game. You're going to start him if he's on your team. So, number 1, though, I don't think so.
Good point you mentioned, Shags, about the look ahead for Thursday night. And that Thursday night scheduling committee is probably kicking themselves. Start of the season, they're like, Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud, Jets, Texans, middle of the season, maybe two Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, that went well. In MetLife. Sook? Stud or dud?
I mean, I agree 100% with Shaggy. I don't agree with maybe number 1 ranked, but definitely he's a stud this week playing that Patriots. Oh my goodness. Let's go, Abe Shots.
If you ain't number 1,
Abe Shots again.
Oh, gifting those subs. Bang!
Come on now.
Oh my God, Chad.
Had to. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, I'm with you guys, man. Like, you're starting him if you got him. The Patriots actually struggle against the running back position. I was looking at kind of some matchups when I was diving into
yards,
things.
Bottom third of the league. They're gonna give it up to Breece.
Passing and rushing and receiving, both they struggle on both ends of defending the running back position. So,
especially because Aaron Rodgers sucks.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this last wide receiver, and then we'll kind of dive into the week. I didn't add any stats for this guy, but this is the only reason why that he's the number 2 ranked wide receiver is because Tua is back. Tyreek Hill, the number 2 ranked wide receiver this week in fantasy football, and as I said last week, it don't matter because his last month of stats doesn't really matter because Tua hasn't been there. Tua is starting this week for the Dolphins against the Cardinals. I mean, you're starting Hill regardless. Maybe you haven't started in the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I don't have him on any fantasy teams. But you guys think he's going to be a stud this week and break back out with Tua coming back?
Yes. I mean, it's Tyreek Hill. Again, if he's on your team, you're going to start him regardless. Obviously, the risk of Tua taking one bad hit and maybe getting knocked out of this game. But I mean, looking at the matchup, they're at home playing a Cardinals defense that, let's see, allowed 34 to the Bills, allowed 42 to the Commanders, allowed 34 to the Packers. The Dolphins with Tua, with all the weapons, should be able to put up at least a 30 ball. So Tyreek should certainly be involved. Again, yes, this is all if Tua stays on the field. So, but yes, I lean stud with this guy. Number 2, again, maybe not, but I would go stud with Tyreek.
I kind of agree with never hit good. Tyreek said, "Start me." So you got to listen to the guy. He said, "All you fantasy owners, run it out. We're going back out there. Tua's back. I'm back. Put me in the starting lineup." So I'm listening.
We saw the frustration on the sidelines. This guy is ready to come back. He loves making big plays. He loves to play football. He loves to play with Tua. So let's lean with the vibes, boys. Stud.
I think that's a perfect transition to let's just go ahead and dive in to the slate and let's start and talk about this game.
Let's do it.
I had to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. Shags, I know you're a little struggle bussing. Can you?
I got you. Don't you?
You can
worry.
screen it. You can screen it. Let's go, baby.
You wanted to start with this one? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's start with this one. As you can see, the Dolphins 4-point favorites at home with the Cardinals. Prindy brought this game up earlier this week, and I think the Dolphins were 3.5-point favorites at that point. Tua back, obviously. I'll just start us off because we were just talking about him, and you guys said it. And I just think that, let's not – if a guy tells you that he's ready to roll and he's going to start, I mean, we're getting 81.5 for a guy who can get 100 yards in his sleep. And if Tua, it's not like Tua, he's coming back from injury, but it's not like he can come back from like a fucking arm or a knee or it's not going to be hampered, like he just had a concussion. I know that those are obviously still real injuries too, but I don't see a way that Tyreek's not going to get peppered with targets. They're going to want to probably get him the ball early. I'm sure Mike McDaniels is probably jizzing himself over the fact that he can actually run this offense properly again. I just think Reek's going to go bananas. Like his line usually sits at like 93, 94.5 on normal weeks. So I think we're getting a discount here. I'm going to take it. I love the 81.5. I think it's worth laddering to 100 too.
I like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Their defense has not been bad since Tua's been gone. And I do have a play in this game as well. And it's kind of like what SPJ is saying. You're going to trust Tyreek. He wants to play. And if you want that, you want your quarterback to air it out. So I'm going with Tua over 30.5 attempts, because I think he's coming back. He's going to air it out. It's exactly what they want. And it's more of a plums play more than anything. Oh, see, it's moved. See, I got the 30.5. Now it's a 31.5 plus money. There you go. So that makes me happy.
Boom.
CLV, baby.
CLV.
WCLV. What do you boys think?
Dude, there's a lot of question marks with Tua coming back. So I lean with the Dolphins, just being at home and with their defense. I think they're able to slow down the Cardinals. So I would lean with Miami. I'm staying off. I kind of like the over. I can't bring myself to take it. Jared Smith, actually, he's on the under. So I don't know. I'm staying away from this one. Too many question marks for me to pull the trigger.
I gotta disagree. I think that look at his line, 83.5. It's very kind of indicative of indicative. Fuck, I can't talk. Indicative of what it's going to look like in this game. The Cardinals' pass defense has been terrible. We know that they don't put up a lot of points and that their offense gets very stagnant. That's another thing. Once their offense gets stagnant and it's not moving the ball downfield, you're giving Tua and this Dolphins offense that many more opportunities to put up yards, put up points, and kind of get into the end zone. I understand the whole narrative with Tua coming back, but the narrative with that exists also that they want to put up points. They want to show that he's okay. They want to make sure that, hey, this fucking Dolphins team is good. All we were missing is our guy. He's back. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for Waddle. I'm looking for Tyreek. I'm looking for this entire pass game to kind of come alive after 4 weeks of just looking like absolute dog shit. So I'm taking Tyreek over 83.5. Like you said, SPJ, I'm down a ladder with you to 100. And I also think that there's going to be some value on Waddle because we know he's a fantastic receiver who has just been hampered by the lack of quarterback play. When you have Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson as your two quarterback options, you cannot expect any production from your receivers.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I love the attempts play. I just want this offense to be absolutely active like they've wanted to be since Tua's been gone.
Mm-hmm. This is the type of situation where the Dolphins are 2-4 coming into.
Let's go.
I just got an image of Chewy and Hooters for the.
That's a Sunday, baby.
We're gonna need some visual evidence of this later, Chew. So ask the they will take photos with you. So please, we need it on the timeline later.
Yeah, we love you, Chew. Thank you for hanging out with us, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chewy was there late night.
Hey, low key, they do have really good wings. They do.
I've never been, but I recently heard this other place called Twin Peaks too. That I heard is just as good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, no, this is a big game for the Dolphins where they sit in their season too. 2-4. They kind of dealt with the lull of not having Tua for a month. They obviously struggled, but now they're in an opportunity to, if they win this game, you're 3-4. You can go into your next week, kind of look to maybe get back to 500 and kind of get the vibes moving into the back half of the season to make 100%. A push to make the playoffs. So this is a big one, and a team that they can and should beat at home. So I think the Dolphins, I lean Dolphins too. But I just went with the props just because I think that Reek's going to go bananas. But
Dolphins almost made the survivor team. Like they were almost the guys I wanted to take. But again, the Tua Guardian Cap stuff is just I don't want to have to deal with that. I hope he's okay, and I hope he gets to this game, and I hope the Guardian Cap is a moot point.
I hope so too. I think we can all agree that it's better when Tua is on the field. So,
I mean, I did also hedge my bet, and I did place for plus 180 the Cardinals to get 2 sacks and Tua to throw a INT.
That's not really hedging your bet, but I understand what you mean.
They could both still happen, yeah. But I think the Cardinals, if they're trying to find their path to success, it's making Tua uncomfortable coming back from that concussion.
Sure.
Agreed.
100%. Word. All right, let's he's there. Billy Ray Cyrus did, from what we've heard.
He's now in Billy Ray's basement.
Oh, yeah. Billy Ray, man.
But yeah, potential middle, Josh, exactly. All right, let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way. Lions, Titans. Lions 12-point favorites. Titans on the road in this game in Detroit. I got no plays. You guys even want to talk about this game?
I think the Lions fucking roll.
I agree.
But I'm not touching the 12.
No.
If I had to bet this game, I would take the Lions. I saw 11.5s out there. I would take the Lions minus 11.5 and just set it and forget it. I'm going to watch this game, obviously, as a fan, but I either take the Lions minus 11.5 or take the Titans money line. I don't really think there's any difference in this situation.
Did Jameson Williams really get suspended for taking Viagra?
I saw lines for him in this game, so I think he's playing. I don't know if it's like they have to work out the suspension situation, but I'm pretty sure that I saw lines for him. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, then he is out.
I think he's out.
Nice.
I don't know. I think the Lions are the most complete team, and maybe the NFL. But definitely the NFC. So
this is coming from a Chiefs fan, Chad. Just
to
remind everybody.
As a Chiefs guy, this is the team I don't want to see in the Super Bowl. Would be the Detroit Lions. With the way they're playing football. So yeah, I think they just absolutely roll today.
And they also don't mind running up the score like we saw the last couple of weeks. If they get rolling, they want, because I think they do the thing that a lot of other teams should do, which is use these opportunities to test stuff for later in the season. Like try plays, try situations, play. Like don't just stop playing because that can kind of fuck your momentum up. And I think
they go for it on fourth more than any team. I think.
Oh yeah, Dan Campbell.
They want to. They're gonna do a lot of like bending over and to the Titans today.
They were up 40 and bringing out trick plays, and then Ben Johnson comes out afterwards because they're like, "Aren't you guys worried about people seeing this stuff?" He's like, "Nah, I got so many in the clip, y'all not ready." Like, what the fuck?
He's always got one in the chamber. He's fine.
Respectfully, I'm not betting the Lions because it would just be such pain that I can't fathom even more if I bet the Lions and then the Titans randomly covered or won this game. That would be even worse pain for me. So I'm not going to bet it. But as Shaggy said, if you guys like the Lions, you should just take the spread in this game. They should win by 100.
This game kind of feels like one of those Monty bounce back games after the game he kind of had last week with the fumble. And even though the Lions kind of played really well last week, Monty didn't. And in a game now against the Titans team where you are a 12.5-point favorite or 12-point favorite, you're playing at home in front of the home fans at Ford Field, great environment to play in a dome. This could be one of those games where you kind of feed your lead back and get him going as the season's progressing, because you got the Packers next week, right? It's another divisional game. That game, regardless of what happens, as long as the Packers win this week, will be for first in the division. There's a lot of narrative in this one, and I don't think it's a look-ahead spot, but I think it's a spot where Campbell's going to get some of his guys going before a big divisional matchup next week.
I agree, V, because if you look at Jared Goff, he's had kind of very, very efficient games week to week to week. I think this could be another week where it was like when he played Tampa Bay and he had like 34 completions, 50 attempts. I think it could be another one of those.
Yeah, I slightly disagree on the fact that I don't think that the Detroit running backs are going to be successful because this Titans defense is actually still pretty good, even though the Titans suck. But I think Jared Goff could go absolutely apeshit. No L'Jarius Sneed today. They had to bring up Trey Avery from the Titans practice squad, and trust me, chat, that's a bad thing. So I think that Goff could go nuclear. I like the point that you're saying, though, V, about they want to probably get Monty going after last week. I think he could score a touchdown, etc. But
he's had a touchdown in every other game this season. It's like you missed the end zone 1 week. I think you'll be fine, Monty.
Yeah.
I actually just booked Detroit Lions first half team total over 14.5. I actually found minus 105 for it. I just think they start off hot.
Yep.
You know what you could also do? And we can move on from this game. So the Titans all season have a plus minus over 0 for like plus points in the first 3 quarters of every football game. They have if they stopped the game at halftime, the Titans would be 4-1 right now. Or sorry, 5-1 right now.
Wow.
But you know what happens in the fourth quarter? Their point differential is like minus 37 or something like that. They absolutely collapse at the end of games. So I'm not saying that's going to happen today. I think the Lions just start hot and just kill them. But just to point a little nugget, if you guys like betting, like, I don't know, fourth quarter spreads or something, just take the Lions minus 7.5 or whatever the fuck it would be. So.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Word.
Moving on. Good. I needed some
going.
action in the noon slate.
Hey, there you go.
All right. Ravens, Browns. Ravens is 7.5 point road favorite in this divisional showdown. What do we think, gentlemen?
I really like, as chalky as it sounds, I have a play in this game. I took Derrick Henry, but I didn't take his rushing yards. I do like the yards. It's 93.5, but he should probably get 100. However, this Browns defense is decent against the run. But what I did take is I took Derrick Henry over 19.5 longest rush. Unfortunately, they don't have this on BetOnline, so you have to kind of place this elsewhere. But I love this play. He's hit it in every game so far to start the season except week 1 against the Chiefs. As you guys have seen, Derrick Henry has sometimes crushed this with like an 80-yard run or something. But he's usually good for one big pop play. We know he's going to get the ball a lot. And the Ravens are 7.5 point favorites. I think they're going to want to probably try to control the tempo in this game and not let Jameis Winston get hot and get moving and kind of make this a shootout. And that starts with Derrick Henry on the ground. So I think that he's good for a 20-yard scamper. I took the over 19.5 longest rush. You can take the yards if you want, but I went that direction just because I think that he's going to have one good pop play in and maybe a couple.
I feel like David Njoku in this one. We were talking about with Chef in our group chat this morning, but he was a guy that looked really good and comfortable with Jameis Winston last week when he did come in for the injured Deshaun Watson. On their touchdown drive at the end of the game when Njoku got into the end zone, he was targeted 4 or 5 times on that single drive, caught 2 passes, including a pretty big one, and then the touchdown at the end. I do think that this is going to be one of those connections, especially with a receiving core for the Browns that is – like, I don't know. Can you guys name me a receiver for the Browns right now?
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy. Cortland Sutton. Oh, no, Cortland Sutton's on the Broncos.
Exactly.
You're talking to sickos, V. Be careful.
No. I'm making a
You want to know where he went to college?
Can you tell me how many yards Jerry Jeudy has this year?
No, I have no idea.
Exactly.
He's not doing good.
Nobody knows who this receiving core is, but there's one man and there's one guy that has been consistent. He's just been hurt. It's David Njoku. His line's are sitting at 5.5, juice to the over minus 124. His touchdown sitting there at plus 280, and his receiving yard line sitting at 59.5. I think that Jameis Winston is going to target him often and early in this one. This is a Ravens defense that has been very porous through the air. Their front seven is good, but the thing is, guys like Marlon Humphrey and stuff like that on the outside have kind of lost a step for whatever reason, and their pass defense has been getting annihilated. This is a 7.5 point favorite for the Ravens as a divisional road favorite. It's a very tough spot against a Browns team that now, like, they looked really bad with Watson, and this line and their record and everything is really reflective of Deshaun Watson. How many times in the NFL do we see somebody pop in, like a guy like Bryce Young or even Andy Dalton when he came
Talk
in
to him, V.
for Bryce Young and he got the win for the fucking Panthers, right?
And we'll talk about Bryce Young later.
Crazy shit happens in
Hey,
the NFL. We
I
know
gotta
how
play,
bad
Shags.
the Ravens are. Dude, it's Jabu. He's back in there. He's giving pregame speeches. He's getting the start. Let's see some Jabu magic today. That's all I want to see. But give me Njoku over 59.5, and I'm taking the touchdown at plus 280.
I'm rooting for Winston to have a good game.
How can you
I
not?
really like.
That's all I
Would
got.
you want to see this in there again?
I actually we were talking about this earlier, like you said, and I hadn't bet it yet, but I'm gonna take his over 5.5 receptions. I like the yards, like you mentioned too, but he had 10 catches last week, 10, and I think that he's just gonna get showered with targets today. So I like the catches. I like what you said about the yards. I'm riding with you.
It's 44 degrees, Rusty.
Shaggy also doesn't believe in turning the heat on in his house, so this is what you get in those
that's true.
situations.
What is 44 Celsius?
It's 44 Fahrenheit.
I couldn't
It's
tell
like
you.
5 Celsius.
It's
Oh my God.
freezing. And this is just like a hoodie. Like it's kind of light.
It's a hockey jersey.
Yeah,
It's a hockey-
yeah, basically.
I almost wore my Titans one today. We would have been matching.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, pretty. You're
It's
right.
it's 6.5 degrees. You're fine, Shaggy. Turn the heat on.
No,
Freezing.
that costs money. It's gonna be pull out your converter again. It's gonna be 82 like in 4 hours.
Okay, then I got you. I hate
Yeah.
the swing.
No.
Don't
Bro.
mess with that thermostat.
Dog, let me tell you about Kansas weather. All right. I mean, 60-degree difference in 6 hours. You don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. That phrase has some truth to it. You come to Kansas, you don't like the weather, you wait 5 minutes, it will change. It is 20 degrees this morning. It's going to get up to 80 degrees this afternoon, and then it's going to be back down to below 50 by the time I go to sleep. This is ridiculous. I can't have it. That's why I put more clothes on and don't touch the thermostat because that costs money. Thank you.
Actually, they say
Call the cops.
they say the exact same thing about Nashville, to be honest, which is
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, say it. Calgary too. 4 seasons,
Calgary.
1 day. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep. Evan.
Boys, you got any thoughts on a side or a total in this game, or any other props that we're looking at here?
My gut tells me the Ravens, but I'm not going to take it.
agree.
Not on the road. Not with Winston getting a start.
I feel like it's an over game just with all the question marks surrounding this one. Plus, they're giving us a line at 44.5 for
Yeah.
a Browns team whose
Yeah.
team total sat at 17.5 last week, which I faded and fucking smacked. Fantastic. But again, like, does that make any sense to us? Are the Ravens putting up 30 fucking points with a 7.5 point spread? I don't know.
That's what happens when you put a gunslinger in there.
Jabu, Sook, former Buck,
Yeah, boo.
holding
Yeah.
true. I like it. Sook
Yeah.
wasn't even a fan when Jabu was there, but he's like, you know what? That is my man. That's my
I'll
goal.
claim him now. I didn't like him during the 30-30 season, but I'll take him now.
It comes with the Buccaneer lore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do
So-
have a player prop in this game, though.
Please.
Yeah, go for it.
I like Rashad Bateman, the former first overall pick. I think he's going to turn a corner. With Zay Flowers kind of struggling with that ankle injury, he missed a couple of days of practice this week. I think Rashad Bateman at over 37.5 passing yards, minus 110. I think that might be a gift, boys. He's already got 3 TDs on the year, which is his career high. So I think Rashad is going to continue with his connection with Lamar, and I love that line at 37.5.
You could hit that in one catch.
Yep.
All right, I'm just looking at Winston's lines because I was kind of peeping this before we got started. But I mean, his 237.5 is his passing yards line. And the Ravens, as you said, V, allow the most passing yards in the NFL, about almost 290 a game. If you think because the thing about Winston is we have no idea what's going to happen in this situation. Like, it's his first start in probably, 18 months or something like that, maybe longer. If you like him, I'd take him because it could be free. because they might be losing in this game. Also, weirdly enough, like you said, Shags, I lean Ravens too. But doesn't this just feel like the type of game where Winston's going to come in and the Browns are just going to win outright?
Oh yeah, and I don't want to bet against a divisional dog here, especially at that number. A number that big that just smells like Browns outright.
It kind of does. And if you like what we're saying, I mean, Jameis Winston for what is it? Jameis Winston for 275 is plus 230. Jameis Winston for 300 is plus 425. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
SPJ, when Jameis Winston came in and played a couple of games in 2022, he had 269, 236, 353.
You can take the gunslinger out of this gunslinger, but never mind. Whatever.
He's
you
slinging.
Take the gunslinger out the game, but you can't take the gunslinger out the gunslinger. Whatever the fuck, however you know what I mean.
You can take the gunslinger out the game, but you can't take the game out the gunslinger.
There you go.
Sure.
There we go.
That didn't sound right either for some reason.
That did sound right.
We got there.
Sook's still sleeping.
All right, moving on.
All right. Let me get on my soapbox.
Bring it on, V.
There we go.
Bring it on.
No, I'm just kidding. The Jaguars are coming home after 3 weeks in London. Like, that's a really tough spot to be in. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. I don't know why the fucking NFL hates the Jaguars. 2 games back-to-back in London. Not only that, but now they're playing on 7 days' notice. That includes travel. That includes everything. Their last game was literally 7 days ago in London against the New England Patriots. They had a very convincing win. The Jaguars looked very good. It was very fake. It was very, very fake. The Patriots were traveling. The Jaguars had already been there. They were not any longer jet lagged. They had all the kind of advantages. And then they blew out a very, very bad Patriots team. I wasn't convinced. This Jaguars team is still really fucking bad. The spread movement is kind of sus. It's gone from -4 to -3.5. But it's tough to continuously fade. But the thing is the road favorites have been paying this season. I don't know what the spread is, but I think only 1 or 2 road favorites this year have won since week 4 or 5. It's been have lost since week 4 or 5. It's a good spot for the Packers to be in. I love Jordan Love's completions today. I know Prendy is on the passing yards. I think he goes over that too. But this Jaguars pass defense is bottom 3 in all major categories. They rank 28th in completion percentage allowed. They rank 30th in completions allowed. And that completion percentage has jumped up to 74% over the last 3 games. They have given up 23 or more completions in every single game, besides the 1 game that they played. Who? Deshaun Watson. And we know how bad he's been this year. They're just letting QBs do whatever the fuck they want. We saw it last week with the Packers. They want to continue to pass the ball. Last week in a game against the Houston Texans, they did have a little bit of a hard time kind of moving the ball. Jordan Love did have 2 more interceptions, unfortunately, and it really did kill some drives. He still did hit this mark, but I do think that in a game today against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, he's going to need to sling the ball a little bit, get a little more comfortable. He's second currently in passing touchdowns in the league with 15, and he's played 2 fewer games than every other QB in the league. He has been absolutely balling outside of his interceptions and stupid fucking boneheaded mistakes. He's been fantastic. I love the over completions, but another play that I'm loving in this game is the Tucker Kraft to get in the end zone. 4 weeks now, the last 4 weeks, he's got 4 touchdowns. All 4 of those games have come with Jordan Love. In 5 games overall with Jordan Love, he's averaging 5 targets per game, but he's seen 6 red zone targets over the last 4 weeks, and he's caught 3 of them for touchdowns. I love his game. I think he's becoming a focal point of this offense. And a Jags team that has been terrible against slot receivers, I think he's going to have another big game. I was looking at a guy like Jaden Reed, but because of the way that the Packers kind of move their receivers around, whether it's Wicks, whether it's Reed, even Christian Watson will get some time in the middle. I do think that Tucker Kraft coming up the middle is going to be a great spot in at plus 190. I am loving his touchdown and loving him to get in the end zone once again today. So give me Tucker Kraft to get in the end zone and Jordan Love's over 22 and a half completions. Wait, is it 23 and a half? The line's posted. I wrote about this, but I love his completions today.
I knew you were going to cover most of the parts of this game. I like Jordan Love too. This line it's kind of weird, man. I thought that the Packers would be more like 5.5 or 6.5 point favorites. I think the Jags are maybe getting some respect because of them being at home, but yeah, I I like what you said about Love. That's kind of all my thoughts on this game.
But yeah, that's really all my love. Magic Man, I know you're talking about laddering some receivers. I don't know if I would ladder him to 100, but I think Jaden Reed in that 75 area is kind of could be a nice spot. Just because, like I said, they are terrible against slot receivers. Last week, everybody thought it was going to be Demario Douglas, but I think he got hurt in that game in London, or he was just sick because of travel and things like that, and he couldn't play. Doesn't mean that it wasn't going to hit, and they are really bad against slot receivers. So it could be another spot for Jaden Reed to have a big game.
Boom. Chat, just as a reminder, I'm doing a giveaway today. So drop a dub in the chat. We'll do it in just a minute. We'll run some duckies, give away a sweatshirt. So drop a dub in the chat so you guys know you're here. We'll do it in just a minute because we got lots of you beauties in here. Love to see it. Did you guys have any more thoughts about the Packers game? I think V covered all of it.
I got no reason to like the Jaguars, but that number is a little iffy to me.
This is kind of the Jags' last, kind of like I was saying about the Dolphins. This is like the Jags' last hurrah, you know? If they lose this week, their season's, I mean, it's pretty much cooked anyways, but then their season's really fucking cooked, you know?
Do you guys think Doug Peterson's gone if they lose this game?
I think they wait till the end of the season to fire him, to be honest. I don't think
Yeah.
they have any benefits
They're not
of
exactly
firing
a
him
franchise that demands fucking wins and shit.
I think he's gone no matter what, though.
now. I don't think they would benefit from firing him now, whereas, like, if he knows, like, he can just get whatever the rest of the season and get out of it and then move on,
Yep.
you know? So...
Yeah.
Real quick, random piece of news, and then we'll do the giveaway now before we move on to the next game. The Indiana Fever have parted ways with head coach Christy Sides. So the Fever fired their head coach, which probably means that some big name's going to come in there now and kind of push this team to the next level.
Isn't she also a terrible head coach? Like, sorry to say.
She sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was a little bit over her head, but... All right, there you go. Random piece of news outside of the NFL. All right, let's do a giveaway real quick. Run some duckies. Drop a dub, and then we will we'll dive back in and talk about this Colts Texans game. Appreciate you guys being here as always on Twitch. If you guys are watching us anywhere else besides Twitch, you will not be in the giveaway. So come and hang out on Twitch. You got about 15 seconds to join before we run the giveaway. Get involved. We're giving away a new hoodie. We have new hoodies, guys. We have awesome hoodies on the store anyway, but now we have hoodies that are embroidered. So go have a peep at those. We'll be doing a giveaway today of the new Betting News embroidered hoodie. You guys can go buy one in honor of, as Shags mentioned, it's getting cold out there. So you can see it. It's getting chilly.
It's cold out here.
It's cold out. It's cold out here for a pimp.
And the new embroidered hats, also beautiful.
Let's go. We got all the stuff. All right. You ready, Sook?
Yep. I think I got it ready.
You saying quack. Let's go.
All right.
Wow. Look at all those duckies.
It's a lot of ducks.
Jesus.
Wow.
Let's go. Love it. All right. Run it. Let's do it.
Sorry, I got to add one person.
Testosterone
Oh,
in my
he's
dick.
in there.
Okay.
I did 35 seconds because I feel like when you do it at that amount of time, the ducks make moves at the end.
They like you figured out how this works.
Right.
We've done so many duckies. All right. Quack quack.
Figured out the pattern. Sorry, Dad. Nice try.
Oh, yeah. Although maybe it's because it's a little bit longer that he can fall back and then reverse.
Yeah, fall back
you know?
and then right, maybe. I don't know if he's in here or not.
Shaggy's brother in here.
He probably is.
All right, here's the move.
Oh, Rowdy. Oh no, Rowdy. Oh, Nintendo is
Oh, no.
holding strong. Purple. Wow, it's gonna be a close finish.
Whoa!
Oh, Deva Brat,
Brat.
drop a dub so we know you're here, so we know you're real. Deva Brat, 10-4s. 10-4s, Deva Brat.
10-4.
That's a good one,
Tuck
Josh.
that shit. Deva Brat. 10
4s.
10
Should I run it
froze.
again?
10 froze.
Damn it, SBJ! Sook didn't notice.
Oh, I did. 10 froze. All right, do another one. Damn
All
it.
right.
Another one.
Do it again.
Do it again. Run the duckies again. Here we go. Bing bong. If Dev Brat wins again, it's over. Come on, you ducker.
Come on, you stupid duck.
What the duck? I love the one that's wearing the big like
T-Rex?
dinosaur outfit. Yeah, or T-Rex outfit. Yeah.
Twansky.
Twansky. Twansky with the late move. Oh, but I don't know. We can't see the finish line yet. Oh, it's Twansky. Yes, dude. Let's go.
Twansky!
Bang, 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 bang. You know
Twansky was so due. He was so due for a giveaway win too.
He was so due.
So
congratulations, Twansky. Let's go, man. Get in touch with me or Wedding News on Twitter. Send us a DM and I'll get you sorted out. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support. You've been here since you're one of the OGs. So
Yeah.
we appreciate
That's how you want to start
Thanks.
a Sunday. That's how you
Fuck
want to
yeah.
start a Sunday.
Fuck yeah, exactly. Good stuff. You paid for it. Sponsored by DeMar DeRozan hitting his points yesterday.
Let's go.
Good shit. Appreciate you, Twansky. All right, let's dive back in. Get back to it. AFC South matchup: Texans, Colts. Texans at home. These games are always funky between these two teams.
Well, especially because they've played like this is their second game,
already
in the first half of the season, right? So
yeah,
my gut would just gravitate towards the Texans, but knowing they've got to go to New York in 4 days, definitely doesn't want me to take this. So I'm staying off. Lean Texans, staying off.
Yo, is all the Anthony Richards shit talk that SPJ said preseason real? Is it true? Like, was he just correct about it all? Because I was vehemently against it preseason, but man, dude has not looked good whatsoever. Like, forget about completing a pass; he can't even make it past the line of scrimmage.
Can we just say that a clock gets it right every every 12 hours
Even a
once or
broken
something
clock
like that?
is right twice a day.
There you go. Yeah, that thing. Also, I had a bunch of terrible takes, so they kind of counterbalance that I get one right every once in a while.
You need to bring that up, SPJ. You're so sweet, man.
All the Titans.
Take your flowers sometimes, my guy.
Sure.
Yeah, just take them.
But no, he looks really bad, and I kind of agree with you, SPJ. He's just not as good as what I thought he was gonna be, and it's I know he doesn't have big name weapons, but Pittman ain't no slump. Josh Downs is another very fast receiver. Plus they've got Alec Pierce, who had a great year last year, and there's one more guy that I'm missing right now. Who's another
Josh Downs?
No, I don't know, but they've got
Adonai Mitchell.
Adonai Mitchell, another speedy wide receiver, right? And then you've got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, who I know is hurt right now, but he hasn't been this year. This offense just doesn't look good. An offense that people thought were going to put up points week in and week out.
So the Richardson thing is he struggles with progressions, and this is the thing about college quarterbacks moving to the NFL is that the thing about Richardson is that he can make all the big time throws and all the flashy throws, but he can't make the easy stuff look easy, and that's a tough thing for an NFL quarterback to maintain consistency. He's got an under 50% completion percentage, which is not good, not going to win you a lot of games. He does make the flashy plays, and the Colts have been in a lot of close games and they've won them, which that is a sign of a good team, but Richardson is good for one play, a couple plays a game where you're like, damn, if he would have just made that easy ass throw, this would be a lot easier. So, I kind of have a play in this game that kind of ties in with the fact that the Colts defensively are terrible. They're one of the worst defenses in football. I took Joe Mixon. I took this a couple days ago. Sorry I didn't post it then. But I got his over 76.5 rushing yards. It's 79.5 now. I don't really care. I think he gets 80 plus. I like him to get to 100 on the ground. This Colts defense is the second worst rushing defense in the NFL. They allow almost 160 yards on the ground, and they allow the second most yards to the running back position at about 125 yards a clip. We've seen what Mixon's done on this Texans team. Had 115 against Green Bay last week against that V knows that, and then 100 the week before against the Patriots. I love the spot for Mixon. I think that they're going to lean on him. I know Stroud obviously can throw the ball everywhere because this Colts passing defense is not very good either. But I think Mixon's going to get going on the ground early and often in this game, and I like Mixon a bunch. I kind of lean Texans too, but I think the Colts could be frisky here.
So look at spot just worries me. I do think we see points, though, again, because last game was, 29-27, I think, between these two teams. I think we see another shootout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Also, just because he's not here, but our homie Betsky, he's on this CJ Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I saw that when I was looking at the staff picks article this morning. Go peep that on bettingnews.com. We've all got our favorite picks posted from the week. Me, Shaggy, SPJ, Kobe, and Betsky. So go peep that and see why CJ Stroud's going to throw for 2, probably 3 touchdowns.
Chat, would you guys like to see producer Sook's pick appear in the staff picks article halfway through the season?
He's been better than I have this year. I gotta say it.
We might have to throw producer Sook.
To be honest, I didn't know producer Sook wasn't in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he should show us his pick.
Show us your pick. Duck, yeah.
That was good, Josh. That was
Duck,
good.
yeah.
You're on fire today, buddy. You're actually on fire.
That was good, Josh.
Let's go.
Awesome.
All right. Well, next week, producer Sook. Betsky does have a lead on us. Shags is right on his tail. I'm right behind
lead.
Shags.
Little lead.
He's got a little lead.
Blind squirrel kids.
He was running away. Thankfully, he lost last week. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of producer Sook, you got a pick in this game?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna put the Texans money line in a parlay, but sides wides. I think it's gonna be a shootout, just like Shaggy's saying. But I haven't peeped it enough. This is the kind of game where right before it starts, I sit down and I put a cup of coffee on something stupid, and then I just hope it shows up on Red Zone multiple times, and I get to smile.
It does have the potential for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I was looking for a 44.5. It is out there for -115. I think I'm gonna pass though. I think I'm just gonna stay off this game. Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of favorites this week in the NFL, which I think is why my card is so small. Why I've been so weary to actually pull the trigger on stuff. But whatever. I don't like the favorite here though. I like the upset in Tampa Bay, right, Sook?
Oh baby, I love the upset. The Bucks were running the ball very, very well before they lost their 2 wide receivers. So I think while people are down bad in Tampa Bay, thinking that we lost Godwin and Evans, there's still weapons that have been drafted there that have been playing a long time there. Or if you're Shepard, you've been a guy that's played with Baker for a long time. If you're Bucky Irving or you're Tucker, your 2 guys have had success in the recent weeks. So while we lost those guys, we still have dudes that were playing really, really well. And I think this is going to be a shootout. I think everybody thinks this is going to be a shootout because while the Bucks and Baker have been booming and playing well, that defense has given up lots of long drives. There's lots of teams that give up more touchdowns, but the Bucks give up a lot of yardage.
Sook said something in the group chat this morning that really piqued my interest. And so, you want to repeat that? What you were talking about in terms of Kyle Pitts? Because it made me buy Kyle Pitts today.
Kyle Pitts is just absolutely ginormous, and he's going to face off against a guy like KJ Britt, who is our linebacker that kind of plays it more in the middle and kind of covers in that spot, whereas Levante David kind of dives down and tries to get those sacks. So I think Kyle Pitts, we saw his first best game of the season was against the Bucks just 3 weeks ago. So I think he has a lot of success because he's had success the last 2 weeks since. So I think he continues that against the Bucks. He likes playing us, unfortunately for me.
And that's a really important point. Like Sook said, that was his first big game. He had 8 targets in that one, 7 catches for 88 yards. He followed that up with 5 targets, 3 catches, and 70 yards against the Panthers. Last week, again, he saw 9 targets for 7 catches and 65 yards, and he hasn't gotten to the end zone since week 1. Right now, his touchdown sitting at plus 240, which to me indicates, is indicative. I did say indicates, right? Why did I correct myself? Fuck!
No idea.
I'm glad Gerald's not here because he would know he's fully in my head.
Rent-free.
He's rent-free and he's not even here, homie, unfortunately.
But I just think it's looking like it's going to be a big Kyle Pitts game. We know Kirk's history with his tight ends. He loves to make his tight ends look good, whether it was Hawkinson or it was Kyle Rudolph or whoever the fuck he was playing with. I think that Kyle Pitts is one of the better tight ends he's going to play with in terms of his big body, in terms of his catching ability. It's a opportunity thing for Pitts, and over the last 3 weeks, the opportunity has been there. Let's see if he can break one open and get into the end zone. Plus 240, I'm taking that for sure.
All right, I have a thought. We've never done this on the show, and I think maybe it could be fun to do it this week. How do you guys feel about cooking an SGP live right now with this game?
Oh, did he tweet it? I was waiting for this. Trey Palmer, tweet. Because every
okay.
time he wakes up pissed off, he has like a 2-touchdown, 100-yard game.
He's a big play dude. He loves
Yeah.
to make that big play in the middle of the field.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, boys.
Let's do it,
SGP?
SJ. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But let me just say my couple plays real quick, and then before we leave this game, we can cook some shit up.
Let's go.
So first plays, Shat's already been kind of talking about it, and it makes a lot of sense. So I don't know if it's just chalky, but I'm going to take it. I really like Drake London in this game. He had 12 catches for 100 and like almost 150 yards when they played earlier this season. The Bucks have struggled with pass catchers all year, as Sook knows. And I mean, it's Drake London. It's 66.5. We've seen him have great games against the Bucks previously. You can take his catches if you like to. It's 5.5. It's a little juiced, but I went the yards. I think he's going to have another massive game. He should get targeted plenty from Kirk Cousins, and I think that he has an opportunity to have a really good game once again through the air. If you want to ladder it to 100, or if you can ladder I would ladder his receptions, to be honest. Like I said, he had 12 catches on 15 targets when they played earlier this season. I don't think that that's going to go away today. So I really like London in the matchup. Second play is kind of got thrown in the chat, and maybe we can kind of start this off with the cooking part. And I don't know how you feel about this, Sook, but I mean, Cade Otton last week, as soon as Mike Evans and Chris Godwin went out, Cade Otton had 8 catches for 100 yards. And at the end of that game, and it kind of throughout the whole game, you could see Baker just kind of was like, nah, I'll just throw it to Cade, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that matters, especially when you lose your top 2 targets. His receptions line is 4.5. I love that. He had 8 catches, like I said last week, and he had 45.5 receiving yards. He had 100 last week. It's also National Tight End Day. So, you know, if you ever needed an excuse, then why not? National Tight End Day. So, what's his touchdown? Just out of curiosity. Plus 240. I mean,
You know whose touchdown is actually really, really sexy? Cole Keft, the tight end on the Bucks.
who?
He's caught a TD last year and the year before. And he has
Sorry, who?
Cole Keft. He only blocks. He barely plays, but he's got 2 TDs in 2 years. He has not caught a pass yet this year. Plus 1,400. It's worth a quarter.
Why is it that low if he has not caught a pass this year?
Exactly.
That's a great
Shaggy.
question.
Trizzy is
I was
handing
gonna say,
out tinfoil hat.
This is Trizzy. This has Trizzy written all over it.
I can't even bet it. I can only bet his first half or first quarter touchdown. I can't even bet his regular touchdown.
Just
You're
saying.
Let's just chat. Let's just appreciate this clipped moment, because if fucking Keft scores a touchdown today, you heard it here first, and I guarantee you, only here. I don't think there's gonna be anybody else telling you to take Keft to score a touchdown.
He's 6'5", hands of stone, but he just needs to catch it once.
Over Josh.
Hands of stone. All right, let's cook something up here. What do you guys want to do? Let's not make it complicated. I don't know, like 4 picks plus 1,000-ish, or plus 7, plus 500, plus 600, something like that. Nice and easy.
All right.
Where do you guys want to start?
I like that Cade Otton look for his receptions. Just
I like
like
it too.
five of them.
I'm also on his touchdown, which I think is kind of low for him at plus 179.
Okay, so we'll go Cotton.
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 That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. 4.5, okay, for Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
For old Cade. I like what you said about Pitts, his yards or his receptions, either one. I mean, I really like London
his yards
as well. Okay, 43.5.
Yeah.
You guys down for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
44.5. What I'm getting.
Okay, that's cool. Plus 227. That gets the job done to get us moving. All right. You guys want to go back to old Baker reliable rushing yards?
It's up to 14.5.
What about Rashad White? Something with him.
What about a couple teddies? Like a Drake London teddy?
Oh, can get
I could
behind
get down with that. I kind of like your London's yards a little better, but if you guys just want to go for the one play bang, that's fine
We
too.
could do for the Drake yards and the Pitts TD.
I like the Drake receptions And then Pitts, TD, or yards. What do you think?
We could take Drake catches. I think he gets 6 catches.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what about just Bucks money line to finish it off?
You want to get married?
10-25.
Just full disclosure, Sook hasn't even asked Kanika that question.
Wow.
I'm down to. I'll ride that
Damn,
one too.
putting him on blast.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do the money line or plus the plus 1.5?
Just see the money line.
Money line. They're in the creamsicle jerseys, baby.
But the plus 1.5 isn't gonna get us to plus 1,000, and I've got faith that 1 point isn't gonna come into play.
Plus 1,000, and otherwise it doesn't move the needle, right, chat?
Yeah.
And this game is
100%.
going to be awesome. You're not going to need to pop us in today if you watch this game.
Yeah, it's only plus 950 with the
This is
1.5.
the creamsicle jersey lay. I needs this for
All right.
sure. Yeah.
So Cade Otton 5 catches, Kyle Pitts 44 yards, Drake London 6 catches, and the Bucks money line.
Yep.
Bang. There you go,
45
chat.
yards.
Write it.
45 yards for Pitt. At least what I
Sorry,
got.
45. 45. Okay. There you go, chat. Write it out with us. First time
Yeah.
ever. There's your Gridiron SGP for the day. If it hits, we'll do it next week. If it doesn't, it never happened.
It's the creamsicle jersey lay.
The creamsicle lay. The creamsicle.
There we go. We just made $100, chat.
We just made $100 chat.
Bing bong.
It would have been $110. It would be free $100 if you guys go use the deposit code in the top left corner.
Hey.
And they deposit that free $10 and you put it on this parlay.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat it one more time so I can make sure I got it in?
Yes, Cade Otton, over 4.5 catches. Kyle Pitts, 45 receiving yards. Rusty, do you want to pay my bill? I'll let you.
Rusty has a list and we're all on it. We're all on Rusty's list.
I'll send
All
you
right.
my Evergy bill. You can
Evergy?
please pay.
What is
Evergy?
what is Evergy?
Evergy? They do the heating. They do the electricity. I don't know. They
Oh, it's the company?
They take my money every month.
I
That's
thought
what
that
they
you were.
do.
I thought that you just fumbled saying energy.
Can we
No,
just also
me as well.
Evergy.
the
Me
fact
as
that
well.
Rusty offered to start a GoFundMe, not pay for a heater, just start a GoFundMe. You know what I mean?
Honestly, if you want to start a GoFundMe to pay my heating bill, please feel free. I am not yet to the point where I will stop accepting financial help
Donations.
from people. Yeah,
I will never
always
be at that
accept
point.
donations. Exactly.
I think. Yeah, same. All right. Bucks money line and Drake London receptions were the other two legs of that way.
London. Yeah, Drake London 6 plus.
Bang. You got it, Sook?
Yep. Booked it.
Sexy. Hey,
Creamsicle
so
lay.
here, let's agree on this, okay? If this lay hits, you have to buy a Baker Mayfield creamsicle jersey today.
Oh, say less.
Okay.
Sold.
Say less.
Bang.
I mean, with the hit from yesterday, we might
Oh,
as
you said we
well.
had to hit a lay today, so I was just going with your
Oh, okay.
stipulations.
All right,
So,
stick to the rules we already said this morning.
yeah, fair enough. All right.
All right.
Jets Patriots.
Yeah, these last two noon games. What are we thinking?
I got that Jets Patriots game is dirty. I don't really want any.
I have nothing there.
I lean Jets, but as you said earlier, this team also sucks. So,
Right.
you guys
All
have any
right.
thoughts on Jets
Eagles.
pass?
Is this the week that everybody sleeps on Devontae and Devontae gets in the end zone?
Probably.
That's why his
Probably.
receptions is so high, V. That's exactly why his receptions is so high.
I know Christian Gonzalez is there. What's he gonna do? Cover fucking Garrett Wilson and him? Like, let's be for real, right?
What's his? Oh wait, I might have to go back
5.5.
to. I might have to go back to my old reliable.
Oh, I was getting 6.5. You get 5.5 plus money. That's nice.
Yeah.
Caught 3 in the first half. I don't think he caught 1 in the second half. They're definitely going to remedy that. They're going to look at that in the target tape.
This is the first full week too, because last time they're coming off a Monday night game after they made the trade, right, with Buffalo.
Yeah, and it's always hard your first weekend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Shags-
like the first time you get back with your ex, it's always a little bit weird, right? After the third or fourth time, it's a little bit easier. You just kind of slip
Feels-
right back in.
Feels
I-
more comfortable.
I did take Devontae's yards, though, at 61.5 minus 110. the receptions was too high at 6.5, so I just took the yards. I think these two fucking buddies should play good today.
Shags, are you seeing lines for Lazard
Low-key, I
receiving
would heard.
yards?
No, actually, there's no Lazard.
Is Lazard out today?
Yeah, he's out today.
He's out.
Shaggy,
Oh,
question for you, big football. It's a guy like Christian Gonzalez who usually shadows, right?
Mhm.
What does he do in a game like this where you have two elite wide receivers on both sides?
You're just, if you're the Patriots, you just hope.
You let him play
You just hope one of your other guys can step up because
Just
you
pray.
don't. Yeah, just pray. I mean, you've got Garrett Wilson, you've got Devontae Adams. Gonzalez will probably be on Adams, I would assume, but I don't know. There's no help for the Patriots in this one, to be honest. In the secondary,
no help, no hope.
no hope, no help.
You guys see all the stuff Gerard Mayo's been doing too in like the media, calling out his team again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like, brother, you guys are supposed to be bad. You guys are a young fucking team. Stop going out there and tearing their confidence down week after week after week.
And then Bill Belichick going on podcasts, commenting on it as well. It's definitely getting everywhere.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of my kids, and that's what's gonna turn them into good children, and they turn out to be fucking murderers.
Sheesh.
Like, come on, man.
Sure.
This guy's gonna be gone in 2 years if he keeps it up like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, probably. Maybe even after this season, to be honest.
Gotta instill some confidence in your young guys, man.
I'm definitely playing Drake May completions or attempts. Haven't decided which one yet. The attempts is fully juiced at 190, so the completions at minus 105 at 20 looks really nice. Why? It's like the same thing with like Russell Wilson. Why put the guy in if you're not going to actually use him versus the other guy's abilities?
Mm-hmm.
It's cash for you the last 2 weeks. Maybe this is just one of those lines that they haven't caught up on yet and just keep riding the wagon. You know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I also think people do give value to this Jets defense, but I just think that May is really good.
Yeah.
Fair.
I like it.
Fuck it,
so
I booked
we,
the 20 for minus 105.
There
I've been doing the attempts. I'll do the completions this week.
All right. All right, last game of the noon slate. Eagles going into Cincinnati. Bengals 2.5-point favorites here.
No T. Higgins.
Yeah, he got confirmed out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, logic would say that Saquon's a good bet because of the Bengals kind of struggling to stop the run and how good Saquon's been. Over 78.5 rushing yards. I kind of like that if I had to pick something in this game. The over also could be kind of tasty. Both of these offenses have been humming, and the defenses aren't really anything to write home about right now. So
I would lean over
mhm.
in this game.
Pick a side.
I kind of lean with the Bengals in this one on the minus 2.5. Strangely enough, I just think that this Eagles team, they got a big win last week over the Giants. Like, it's a Giants team that they went to their second string quarterback. Daniel Jones didn't even throw for 100 yards. They've got an elite wide receiving core, but I just think that was one of those games where it made them look so much better than they actually are. And that's why they're entering this game as a 2.5-point dog on the road against a 2-4 Bengals team, right? If I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
A Bengals team whose defense has looked really bad to start the year. The last 2 weeks, maybe they've gotten it together a little bit. But I just think that the Bengals here and Joe Burrow, even despite the T. Higgins injury, they're in a spot where it's back against the wall. Season's kind of on the line every single week now. You get that fifth loss this early in the year, your season's basically done for. The only thing saving them right now is how bad the Browns have fucking been, pretty much. I just think that in a game today against an Eagles team who didn't get their they're just desserts. Like, karma hasn't intervened yet with the whole Nick Sirianni yelling at Eagles fans and fucking talking shit. Like, karma's a bitch, and it doesn't always come around when you think it is, when you think it's about to, right? But now you go onto the road in a hostile road environment in Cincinnati. We know how those fans come out for their team. Give me the Bengals minus 2.5 and Jamar Stocks. All the way. I think he's going to have a great day today. He's been having big games with T. Higgins still in there and multiple touchdowns. Him and Burrow look like they're on the same page. You cannot tell me Darius Slay and CJ Gardner-Johnson are going to be doing anything out there. CJ Gardner-Johnson's afraid to make a hit. Forget about, stop Jamar.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Jamar's due for a big game.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 2 weeks now. It's time.
T. Higgins has also been leading the team in targets every single week since he came back. Now there's no more T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to do? Throw to Mike Gesicki? Right?
Probably
Yoshivas?
saw him.
Stocks? Sook?
Oh, fuck. I forgot to place that. Thank you, V. Thank you for reminding me. He's always good for his yardage.
I think that this is one of those situations where if you like Chase, which I agree, I was looking at it while you were literally just talking about it, just ladder that shit. Just take it up to 125, 150. Because the 2 games he's gone over his receiving yards line, he had 118 and 193 against Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be one of those games where Burrow just, starts slinging it all over the place and Chase, is the beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
I just took Yosivas touchdown plus 220. The yards are too high at 38.5. You guys know my rule about my one catch guys. It's got to be under 30 yards. So wasn't, so I took the TD.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
He'll score.
Yeah. All right. Should we move to the afternoon slate?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Bills and Seahawks in Seattle.
It's the over.
Is it?
Ooh.
It is. Gino puts up a lot of yardage, low key. Bills ain't that good. I don't think is their record. I think we get a shootout here.
In Seattle? Interesting.
I kind of agree. I got to go with the road favorite. Another interesting trend that I had seen is the head referee for this game is 3-0 or 4-0 with road favorites this year. And in a game where this is a Bills team that has performed good to start the year, then they were kind of bad, and then they looked good again last week when they put the addition of Amari Cooper. I really think that Amari Cooper addition was the missing piece for this team. And Amari Cooper's been a guy that I've been high on for years, and I've loved his game since he was in Dallas, since he was a Raider. To be honest, I've loved his game. But he was playing with Derek Carr when Derek Carr was pretty fucking bad. Then he went and he had a couple of good years in Dallas till they shipped him out, and then he was playing with we know who the Browns had over the last few years. I think that this is a place where he can finally get back into it. And we saw that. I don't know if you guys saw Keon Coleman telling him what route he was supposed to run on his touchdown catch last week, but he didn't even have enough time to get familiar with the playbook, right? Now you get a full week of practice. You get a chance to get, and it's not even the playbook so much, but when you are a wide receiver, timing is huge with your quarterback. So a full week of practice where you can develop timing, you can develop that kind of relationship with your QB, that's more important. You know where to look for the ball, when to turn around, when to do so many different things, and that it really changes the game. And I think another week of practice is kind of also looking at his touchdown line, plus 150, right? It's his second game with them. I know he scored last week. It looks like Vegas is telling us that he's getting into the end zone this week, and I think he's going to get into the end zone often to finish this year. So give me his touchdown at plus 150. That's all I'm taking.
Nice.
There's just to mention what Kadar, because I was literally just looking at this. DK is out in this game, so no DK Metcalf.
No.
It says doubtful, but I'm pretty sure that it got confirmed that he's not playing in this game.
I'm not seeing any lines for him either, so
I'll try to do pregame warm up.
Yeah,
could you?
That was 13 hours ago.
I think they already because I'm pretty on my fantasy because he's on my team. It said that he was pretty doubtful to play.
It's still listed as doubtful, so
yeah. So if you want to look at some of the Seattle Seahawks beneficiaries of those targets that DK usually gets, I mean, Tyler Lockett's your first go-to, obviously. But when I was looking at kind of how Lockett's done with DK out of the lineup, not really great necessarily. I kind of like Noah Fant. Speaking of National Tight End Day, Noah Fant over 31.5 receiving yards. He's had 60 yards in 2 straight games. No DK. There's gonna be some more kind of stuff to go around. The Bills are kind of mid-tier, stopping the pass, and Gino's going to probably have to throw the ball in this game. So I really like Fant. I don't know if I'm going to play this, but I think this is a nice spot over 31.5, and his touchdown at plus 350, even though he hasn't scored a touchdown yet all season, might be a good shot. When he's gone over his 31.5, he's had 60 receiving yards in 3 of the last 5 games. So kind of like Fant.
Let's go. I got minimal thoughts. I want to say it's the Bills, but I don't know. Something about going into Seattle.
I think also a very good look in this game could be Zach Charbonnet. Last week Kenneth Walker played really, really well, kind of had a flu game. So I think Charbonnet is still kind of a guy that eats into his usage. So I kind of like Charbonnet in the game I think is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, fair.
I'm locking in Noah Fan over 31.5 receiving yards. I'm taking
Let's
that.
go.
You're gonna have to dive deep in for that one, Magic Man. You're gonna have to like find out when was National Tight End Day and then go through the game logs of each game.
Somebody's probably got it.
Yeah, or you could check out Twitter. Like if you just put in National Tight End Day and see what comes up.
Right.
Twitter is always good for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, somebody somewhere has done that math.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I think last year when it was National Tight End Day, Kittle was caught on the sidelines yelling it in the first quarter, and then it ended up happening for everybody.
Oh, they know.
Oh, they know
for sure.
It's such a funny thing.
They know.
I feel like National Tight End Day is like 4 times throughout the year. I feel like we already had one a few weeks ago.
Chef said it this morning, and I was like, "Didn't we already have it?
Yeah,
I've got multiple tight end lays out there, so like I'm here for it. Fuck it.
Let's roll.
All right, Saints Chargers. We got to talk about this one.
It's not often I don't have plays in games, but the Saints with no Derek Carr and like they just look like a dumpster fire. And the Chargers are just not they're not a team you bet on. They don't cover. They're not good for props. Who the fuck's getting in the end zone? They're probably gonna win 12-7.
I mean, there's value on Josh Palmer for 50 yards plus 160, the Canadian kid. Ladd is there too, so I don't know who's gonna draw the more defensive attention. So I kind of labbed this game, but then ended up staying off of it completely.
If I was going to take something in this game, which I already had too many plays, but I really like J.K. Dobbins over 76.5 rushing yards. The Saints are really bad stopping the run. Second worst in the NFL, allowing almost 150 yards per game on the ground. I think Dobbins could be the beneficiary of that. Had a down week last week in a good matchup, only 40 yards against the Cardinals, but I think that Dobbins could go bananas on the ground again. He's been good for the Chargers this year too. So I think that he could have a good game on the ground. The 76.5 with a 40-yard game last week kind of tells you guys what Vegas thinks that he's going to do on the ground against the Saints defense. So if I end up making some units on the first part of the slate and then this game's kind of staring at me late, I'll probably end up tapping in on this. But I think we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I think it goes over. That's kind of all of my thoughts on this one. But I think I don't really trust either defense to stop the other from scoring. So
exactly.
42 doesn't seem like that many.
So like the Saints can put up 40, obviously with the QB change, it's a little sketchy, but they still have weapons. And the Chargers, they got Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Move on.
Beauty. Alrighty, Bears Commanders. Jaden Daniels, I'm seeing, is potentially going to play in this one. What do we think?
I like the Manders, man.
I do too.
Really?
Yeah. If I had to pick a side, I'd take the Manders.
I don't like the Bears offense at all, especially not on the road.
I think I got to disagree with you, boys. I'm leaning with the Bears. I wrote about this game. I didn't take a side in that piece, but I do
talk to him, V.
Today. The quick stat: the Bears defense is the reason that Matt Eberflus still has a job. Over the last 12 games, going back to last year, they haven't given up more than 21 points. That leads the NFL. Their defense is the real deal, and it's no accident. They turn the ball over, and it's the reason, like, sorry to bring it up, SPJ, that they won in week 1 against the Titans, and that they have, honestly, probably at least 3 of their 4 wins on the year. Over the last few weeks, we've finally kind of seen Caleb Williams get comfortable with this offense. We've seen the connection develop with him and DJ Moore. And the thing is the Commanders' defense, like Kadar is saying, is bad. Mm-hmm. They rank last in touchdowns given up to wide receivers, second last in passing touchdowns given up. They're bottom 3 or bottom 4 in passing yards allowed, and they haven't done a good job of stopping the run. As good as their offense has been, their defense has been just as much of a liability. Now you're giving them Caleb Williams off of a bye week, off of a game where he threw 4 touchdowns, set the record for most touchdown passes in a single game in London, and a Bears offense that is just straight up having fun. DJ Moore is smiling again. There's no more sitting and moping on the bench. We know that Allen is back and healthy. We have Rome Odunze, who has been a rookie that's been kind of held in check. And then Cole Kmet, who's a big body target with good hands. Even DeAndre Swift has kind of gotten his shit together and kind of
had big games, huge games.
Back. I love it. I'm with the Bears. I think the spread even shows us that, look, yes, the Commanders are 4-2. Yes, they had a big game, even despite Jaden Daniels' injury last week. But the thing is, they played the Titans. SPJ, was it the Titans they played last week?
Who?
The Commanders? Who they played? No, the Panthers, sorry. You said
another different shit team.
But yeah, you said this on Sauce Team. You're like, yeah, Marcus Mariota, but like it was the fucking Panthers. Let's not get too horned out, right? Yeah. Now they're coming up against one of the top 3 defenses in the league. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough time, especially if Jaden Daniels is in there and he can't run the kind of run option he's used to, just because bruised ribs is something that is very easily re-aggravated and something that could very easily put him on the sidelines again.
It's going to fuck with his throwing. It's going to fuck with his confidence running.
Yeah, now you're going to put Marcus Mariota back there and have him deal with this Bears defense. It's going to be a tough day, I think, for the Commanders. So give me the Bears on the money line.
Let's go, V. I love that because I think DJ Moore is going to have a good game too. Instead of playing his receptions or his yards, I played both together, plus 120, 5 receptions, 58.5 yards. I think he has a good game. He hasn't had a big game in a couple of weeks, but I think, V, you can attest to this. He's got great chemistry with his quarterback. And against this team, if you're worried about them being on the road, DJ's best 2 games of the season are on the road.
Yeah. And I would also say this. He had a huge game in Washington last year, 8 catches, I think, for 100-some yards and I think 2 touchdowns. That was with Justin Fields, like not a guy that's a worse quarterback, but a guy that doesn't have as good of an arm. And also, Caleb Williams is from Washington, D.C., boys. This is his hometown. They're
cooking, V.
He grew up here, and he's throwing 2+ touchdowns today. He's gonna throw 2 touchdowns at minus 107. I'm loving that line. He's throwing multiple touchdowns in 3 of the last 4 weeks. Outside of the first 2 weeks, he has been on fire. We're taking the 2+ touchdowns, and one of them is going to DJ Moore. He's getting in the end zone today again. Give me his touchdown as well. I wrote all about it on Betting News. Go peep the scribbles. But as you can see, big Bears guy. I'm representing my unofficial home today, all the way over here in California.
Let's go.
To be fair, you dove way deeper into this game than I did, and I was just like, I like the Manders, and you're like, nah, it's the Bears, and this is the 7,000 reasons why you should take.
I could be wrong. You know football.
Hey, brother. No, it's you can. This is how this works. You can lab something for 7 hours and it doesn't hit, and just glance for 2 seconds and shit hits, and do the other way around too.
I'm with you though, V. I'm with you.
Me and Silk haven't found a place to go head to head yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I did actually book something while you guys were talking, because looking at those lines, I mean, Swift, like you mentioned, he's been running like crazy. The Commanders' rushing defense is not great. And I do think that they're going to lean on Swift, especially on the road. So I like his over 60.5 rushing yards. He's hit that in 3 straight weeks. So I'm gonna rock with that. Add that to my card. So 12 over 60.5 for Swift.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Let's get to your boys, Shags.
Oh yeah, my boys that are, maybe gonna cover a spread today.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Please get some touchdown passes for my fantasy team, Patty. Please. I know you ran in a touchdown last week, but it wasn't enough.
Dude, the Chiefs will be able to score in this one because it is the revenge narrative. It's not a home game for the Raiders because it's in Vegas. Kansas City is going to travel to Vegas. Well, Vegas is never really a home game for the Raiders, especially not in an AFC West divisional game, with the Chiefs seeking revenge from Christmas Day last year, getting beat at home, and have not lost a football game since Christmas Day against the Raiders. So I like Patty and the boys to go in and show them who's boss. -9, I don't know about that, but
they also did that Kermit bullshit in training camp.
That too, yeah.
That's fucking rowdy.
That was the last time the Chiefs had lost a game. Was Christmas Day last year to the Raiders. Then they swept the rest of the regular season, swept the playoffs, won the Super Bowl, and started out 6-0 here. So.
These are the moments. These are the moments that I really love you, but I fucking hate you, dude. Like
he says it's so nonchalant.
You haven't dealt with a loss since almost a year ago.
He hasn't even
Pretty
brought up
much,
the Kermit
man.
narrative, bro. Like he hasn't even brought up the Kermit narrative.
I was gonna say that too. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is not the guy you want to give bulletin board material to, and teams consistently continue to give this guy bulletin board material. Yeah, the Raiders D-backs were making fun of Mahomes and his voice in training camp. I don't even think that guy's on the team anymore, to be honest. I think that specific guy got cut regardless.
Because of that?
No, I don't think so. But regardless, that's going to be in the back of Mahomes' mind. They know what they're getting into. They know they've got a target on their back. So I just think they roll. I'm not backing them to cover the 9, but
I have 2 props in this game, one on either side, and then I have kind of a sprinkle just for the vibes, purely because I'll do that one first. I took DeAndre Hopkins receiving yards. I think that he's going to get a nice amount of targets. They probably schemed about 4 or 5 plays specifically for him. Mm-hmm. He's 37 and a half, I think, for D-Hop. I mean, come on. That was the line he was on the fucking Titans, and we know what the Titans pass offense is, so I think it's worth a bet right
39.
now. Yeah, I bet it. So, but the 2 I like the most that I labbed the longest, that's just purely, it's first game. It's D-Hop. I want to ride it, see what happens. My favorite play in this game, probably my favorite play in the entire slate, I put it in my staff article this week, is Brock Bowers over 6.5 receptions. I like his yards too. You guys can take the yards if you would like. I think it's 59.5, but
I took
65.
The catches.
65. Wow. I took the catches though, because now this is crazy. The last 3 weeks, 8, 9, and 10 catches for Brock Bowers. The thing is, though, is his target share has been insane. He's had 12 targets, 10 targets, and 14 targets the last 3 weeks for the Raiders. It's like they're not throwing anybody else, pretty much. It's like, Brock's down there somewhere. Let's just throw him the football. And that's usually ending pretty well. The other reason why I love this is because the Chiefs, whilst having a very good defense, their one Achilles heel is stopping the tight end. They're dead last in yards allowed to tight ends. They are dead last in catches allowed to the tight end position. It's just a position that they cannot figure out defensively. And I think that if the Raiders are going to do anything in this game, it's probably going to be through Brock Bowers. So I really like his 6.5. You get plus money on that too. You can take his yards, like I said, if you'd rather go that route. I think Brock has a good day today. Does that matter for the Raiders? Probably not. But he's going to still do some stuff. He's been the best tight end in football this year. So, and then the other one on the other side is I'm going back to my little wagon, my little sneaky wagon that I've had for the last 3 weeks. Give me Kareem Hunt, man. Over 60. I got 66.5 rushing yards. This line has moved a little bit too. The Raiders are kind of mid and lower tier at stopping the run. I think that Kareem Hunt's going to get plenty of opportunities in this game, as we have seen so far since he has taken over the starting job for when Pacheco went down. I love his rushing yards, nice and easy. He's had 69, 102, and 78 in 3 straight games. I don't see that stopping. He's probably going to get 15 to 20 carries again. He got a lot of carries last week, and I think that the Raiders I think the Chiefs are probably going to be winning this game for the most of this game, and even if they're not, they're still going to find ways to get Kareem Hunt involved. So I love the 60. I got 66.5 for Kareem to have a good game and get on the ground.
Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Boom. You guys like anything else in this game?
I took Bowers to score again. I'm going to die on this hill. I could care less. I think he gets to the end zone. It's National Tight End Day, but not only that, but how many games consist of the best tight end of all time and then the best tight end this year, right? There's just one. This Chiefs-Raiders game is a divisional game. It's in Las Vegas. There's a lot of narrative behind it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first time these two teams are meeting this year, right, Shags?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's the first time Brock Bowers is going to see a divisional rival, a Chiefs team that has been the epitome of winning the last few years. They have run the division. They have run the fucking league. And if you're going to have 10 catches, this is the game to do it. And they've been targeting him heavy. I know that Pierce loves going to him. And I think that Gardner Minshew has been bad, but in starts where he comes into the game expecting to start with a full week of practice, he's looked much better than when he's coming in as the backup, scrambling to kind of get it together, right? So I do like Bowers today. I think he's going to have another big game, but I really like his touchdown at plus, what was it? Sorry. I had it up just now.
Oh, Rusty, I'm sure they partied. They're going to handle business, though.
I think it was like plus 190, but I'm taking Bowers to get in the end zone again.
You know what you could do is take Bowers and D-Hop.
Yeah, I actually like that a lot.
Kind of, little vibe guy. You could, also don't forget Kelsey, man. I know he's been not been up to Kelsey standards this season, but I feel like this is one of those games where everyone's going to forget about Kelsey, and you're going to look up, he's going to have 100 yards and a touchdown or something. So, word.
All right, moving on. Sunday night, Cowboys and Niners. If I can click on the right game, it's the under. Cowboys can't play outside of Jerry's world. And the 49ers are still a very good defense. It's actually moved up to 47.5. I just got 47 at that minus 105, but I do not see both of these teams scoring more than 24, 25 in this game. Give me the under. Give me defense. Primetime unders. That's all I got.
I'm probably an idiot, but for some reason I might bet the Cowboys again. I haven't officially decided, depending on how the morning slate goes.
Moving your way, 5.5 now.
The Niners are I don't feel like the Niners are that good of a team, man. And they've got a lot of injuries all over the field on the offensive side and the defensive side. But instead of taking the side in this one and dying on this fucking Cowboys hill, a team that I can't even stand, I'm taking CD to get in the end zone. It's the most chalk I'm taking on a touchdown this year. This season so far, plus 110. I don't like betting a lot of touchdowns for anything under like plus 140-ish, because I feel like scoring touchdowns is hard, whether they want to evaluate it at that or not. Getting into the end zone is hard, and we've seen it time and time again with so many players, right? So give me – I don't know. I'm not betting. I'm Rusty. Don't worry. But we'll see after this. All right, we'll see who the idiot is. I'm keeping all the receipts, Rusty. All right? But
Chat, he really is. He sends me DMs of things people say about the Celtics. He's not joking about this.
I have a whole fucking folder ready. You guys don't want me to unleash it. But it's
good to know.
Plus 110 to get into the end zone. He's going to have a big game this week. I think that, again, the Niners and their defensive injuries are going to be what really hinders them in this game. They're still missing their starting free safety, and I always butcher his name. Hafunga? No, I don't know. But he's really fucking good. Yeah. And he's really fucking good. And over the top, this is where we're going to see CD, I think, get into the end zone. Give me his touchdown for plus 110. That's it.
I like Jordan Mason in this game. The Cowboys are fourth worst in the NFL at stopping the run. Cowboys just not great defensively, period. And Mason's had a couple of kind of down games from a yards perspective. He got hurt, that AC injury, and those kind of, can kind of fuck with your confidence and your toughness ability a little bit. But still got 14 carries last week against Kansas City. Tough defense to run against, though. And they were down in that game. So I like Mason 79.5. This could be one of those bounce back games where he gets 80 plus pretty easily and maybe even flirts with 100. Because I think, like you said, Shags, at home, they're going to want to control the tempo, control the pace, not let this Cowboys offense get moving. And that usually starts with Kyle Shanahan scheming up a lot of funky looking run plays and Jordan Mason hitting those gaps. So 79.5 seems attainable for him. Probably going to end up taking that later today if I'm up units by the time this game gets rolling later tonight.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Anything else, boys?
No, Wait, we got games starting soon.
I know, 18 minutes.
Can I just say a play I forgot to play? Bryce Young over 10.5 rushing yards, average 15 his first year in the league. He got the one game he played decent this year. He got 15 yards. So over 10.5 rushing yards. I think he's not a very good quarterback. So I think he's going to be running around trying to save his own life. Kind of like Baker does, but not as fun.
God, yeah, that game is tough, man. I know Colby's on the under team total for the Panthers. I kind of liked that bet. All right,
I wanted to say for tomorrow, because I don't know if I'll be on the show. It's 2 plus 200 George Pickens to get in the end zone. Russell Wilson, 172 passes, about 40 plus yards in his 12 years. That leads the league. He's completed 62 of them. He's an absolute monster that loves to throw the ball deep. And yeah, we all shout on him in Denver, but this dude thrives when he has a good defense. When he can play without pressure on him to lead a team and to have to put up points, he has been phenomenal. Him and George Pickens have developed a great connection. He had a 40-plus yarder last week, and Pickens had an 11-yard touchdown grab. We're taking the touchdown at plus 200 against a Giants secondary that has been terrible. The Steelers just hosted the Jets last week. Baby food. Now they host the Giants this week. Baby food.
Baby food.
Yum, Gerber, yum.
Gerber. Old Gerber. All right, we'll do it for you, Embiid.
Just for everybody in chat.
This won't get posted anywhere. This will just be for us.
Okay.
Do we want to take guys that we've talked about?
No, all new guys. Anybody's mentioned.
Yeah, how about nothing nobody's mentioned? I'm going to go first. Amari Cooper.
You mentioned him.
But like in passing,
we've talked about 7,000 games and 100 players. Like it's hard.
Like this is gonna be like when I brought in Brock Bowers after not mentioning him, and SPJ chastised me.
Oh yeah. Did he score though?
No. Fuck. Okay. You weren't supposed to ask that.
Just saying. All right, so Mark Cooper, it's fine. Shags.
Bucky Irving.
Nice. Give me Yosivas.
Oh, it suck. What
Chat,
are the odds on that?
I don't know. But Cole Keft has dropped down to plus 850.
Can we take Cole Keft instead?
Wow.
That's fucking wow. We should all take that. I touched it at plus 1,300. I don't know if anybody else did.
No Bronny talk. What kind of show do you think this is, Rusty?
We can talk about the Lakers on Wednesday, Rust.
Yeah, start talking NBA on an NFL show again.
Oh man.
I'm taking
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
That's all I used to say about baseball. Oh, nice.
I'm doing D-Hop for mine.
Let's go.
All right, so Amari Cooper, Bucky Irving, Andre Yoshivas, and DeAndre Hopkins plus 81.94, chat.
Boom.
Plus 81.94. There you go. Write it out. Put a cup of coffee on it.
Give it a sprinkle, Isaiah. If he fucking scores, I will streak in my neighborhood. Not really, but I'm just saying. That's how.
I thought you were gonna say you would 24-hour stream again, and I'd be like, nah, bro.
Say, wow.
He's more likely to streak.
Yeah, word.
You guys have to realize that people watch this show. If you guys say stuff on camera, you have to do it.
I was gonna say we will hold you to it.
Are you serious, Sick? You're gonna streak?
No, I won't streak. I'll do a giveaway.
Oh, all right.
There you go. I'm putting $5 on it.
Is Mike Evans playing?
No, not until after the bye.
What the fuck is this lines up?
Because they're trying to
lock
you down for a unit that's going to come back to you at the end of the game.
Take Jalen McMillan for 4 receptions. He's going to be today's Chris Godwin.
Let us bet if you're watching.
Let's go, Isaiah.
All right, chat. Appreciate you guys for coming by today for Gridiron Gang Week 8, the halfway point of the NFL season. Can you believe it, boys? Craziness. We did make it. We made it. Go follow Shags. Go follow Sook. Go follow V. Go follow myself. If this was your first time tapping in with us, we hope you enjoyed the show, man. If you guys are the OGs, thanks so much for being here. Beautiful Sunday. We go live every single day. Give us a follow right here on the channel if you haven't already. We'll be back with you guys live tomorrow for Afternoon Betspresso, talking all about Monday Night Football and kind of recapping the weekend. We really appreciate you guys so much. As always, go peep the scribbles at bettingnews.com for free sports betting content every single day. We're just trying to help you guys get smarter and make some money along the way. Boys, you got anything else before we dip out?
Enjoy the Sunday.
Let's have a fucking day.
Let's have an absolutely amazing Sunday. You guys came for the winners. I'm trying to snag it. There we go. All right, you guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. Have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy the day, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about